That is Jim Croce, and that is the Roller Derby Queen. What a great song right here on KYMO and just another.
That ought to take you back to the 70s, Reed. That's when the roller derby movies were out,
yeah,
right?
I think 74.
Nice.
1974. But yeah, roller derby, it's still big.
Child of the 70s, limited TV options back then. Had to go to grandma's in town for cable.
Lloyd Rice joining us here on Just Another Morning Show. Becky behind the Facebook Live camera, if you will, and it is our GoSEMO Fiber SEMO Electric Wednesday chat here. And yeah, you're right. You know, I remember I think there was a Charlie's Angels episode.
Absolutely.
That had
yes.
roller derby.
You know, because that was the sting operation, right?
Yeah, you had to go inside.
Infiltrate.
Yeah, there was probably, something going on that was, that was criminal.
Right.
And
Starsky and Hutch, all the good stuff, right?
Good.
Solid.
That's right. Those were solid shows.
Coming out of, every time we get a chance to follow meteorologist Joe Crane,
right.
It's a little bit, maybe intimidating isn't the right word, Reed, but he's really good. I mean, for him to be on a local radio station out of East Prairie, I don't know what you pay him, but it's really
pennies.
Yes,
it's pennies. Just like
weather stud. And speaking of protecting your tender vegetation, my tender vegetation was cold this morning when I went out.
Let me tell you, everything. I walked out and I knew it was. I saw the snow. I had to at least peek my head out the door after, because a lot of times in the evening I kind of go into my turtle shell and it's time to get, ready for the next day. And so I looked out and I'm like, yep, it's sleeting, it's raining, and snowing at the same time, and it's the 20th day of April.
And why wouldn't it be?
Yay.
Right?
Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense right now. But then I got up this morning and I thought, I better go check the vehicle to make sure. And sure enough, ice. Like the doors,
legitimate.
Like,
the crunchy,
you had to open up, started the vehicle, got the defrosts going, and I'm going, it's the 21st day of April. and then I had to literally where's my ice scraper?
Reed had to put on the long pants today.
Yeah, there goes the flip flops and shorts and everything. But no, go in. Do I wear the hoodie? Do I actually break out the coat? I broke out the coat. It is what it is. And now we're talking about not just the tender vegetation, again, tonight, that people need to, obviously attend to, but now looking on the horizon, we may be talking about a severe weather event, which, from your perspective, from GoSEMO Fiber, SEMO Electric, things that, it's that time of year. We can go from one thing to the other so fast.
That's right. And again, the way the wind was blowing some of these evenings and stuff, it always does get you there. But again, our operations department and things, we have, you put some things in place all the way along. So coming out of the back of Ice Storm 09, Reed, the poles that are in the air that hold the wire up effectively, we were able to upgrade to a bigger class of pole. That means it's a little fatter, it's a little meatier pole that's in the ground. Subtle things like that, our operations department has probably really put some things in place that a robust system, and again, that's another humble brag that you hear us. It's more to let you know that, hey, when you don't see the lines blinking and stuff as much, or you're kind of out of that groove of every time something happens, you live on the end of the line. We've all heard the stories. I live so-and-so, and every time it goes off, I'm off.
Tree trimming.
The tree trimming and right-of-way management is probably the biggest thing we can ask of member owners to actually participate in. And to if Ben's asking, or some of his right-of-way crews are asking, Ben Campbell, our right-of-way supervisor, it's for good reason. We're not tree haters, although at times we do hate them. But Reed, it's for good cause, and for the most part, we're in a real good place, system-wide speaking. Again, that could all change in a moment. A mile-wide tornado from, what that looks like west to east in our territory could happen in a week, right? But for the most part, those 30-mile-an-hour wind days would have used to been a real issue. Blinking lights all day long and just problems. And you know what? But how great a tie-in now, because we are such a work-from-home, things-from-home society nowadays. But blinks and short outages just aren't acceptable.
Well, they're not, especially with the technology that we have.
Technology, right.
Blink
Drives
here,
that.
you're in the middle of a project.
That's right.
It can disappear. It can cause problems. The computer doesn't know what's going on. It's trying to shut down, come on.
And a little bit, Reed, same for our internet. Sometimes things happen so fast in the intrasphere, you might say,
sure,
that things get shifted. They bounce to a redundant server. Oh, and then I bounce back to the regular, and it kind of gets caught in this weird cycle, even within the system, that it's not going out to the World Wide Web. And we've seen that a time or two, hadn't we, Becky?
Yes.
It's just this weird dynamic. So a really good, robust electric backbone really plays into this well. And I so appreciate our operations department, our management team, for spending the money necessary to do that.
All right, so let's shift gears real quick. I want to go back to the weekend.
Awesome.
We were around and ran into you guys and this and that, and we got into the Dogwood as a festival parade.
Yep.
I was there all afternoon long, set up with our classic KYMO and shotgun radio tent. Just so many people coming by, but I mean, even before the parade started, you guys pulled in looking good with the van.
Absolutely.
Still
You
got
like
work
that?
to do
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot. You gave out probably, I think, 4,000 or 5,000 popsicles
At
that
least
morning.
60,000 popsicles were given out. We did literally run through a freezer full.
Yeah.
I had Becky hanging out of the back of the truck. Ron, it was perfectly safe. We had her lanyarded in or something, right?
Right. No, it was fine, Ron. She was good. I saw what was happening.
But we did, and what a great event! I mean, nobody told me it was that big. We had never been in. I'd been to the Dogwood Azalea Festival, but just partaking in the food, the food trucks and things like that before. But what a great parade! Really tickled to be a part of it.
Oh, man.
We needed more help, Reed. We did not have enough help, and
It's like you said, they were our people. They were cheering us on.
Short, and they were short-legged, and they couldn't keep up. And part of that is fun because they want to talk, they want to laugh a little bit, they want to visit a little bit, and we love that. That is the best part about it. So,
well, I mean, we were standing there in line, getting ready to go, and someone came up and said, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you about."
Right.
And that's what it's all about, and people coming up, "Hey, man, really like what you're playing. Can you play some more of this?" Or, "Hey, we have this in over here," or, "We do this." And I mean, that's the beauty of doing. That's the beauty of being a part of the community.
Absolutely. Fun day for us to spend. And then we went down, my Heather and Becky and my James, we went down to the park for another couple of hours and just the vendor booths. And by then, Reed, unfortunately, the weather didn't quite get to where we would have liked to. The sun never quite broke through. But I don't know what else it would have done to the crowd, because there was a run on the food trucks. I mean, we waited a half hour for a barbecue sandwich and went back for a corn dog. You can't go to an event without getting a corn dog.
That's right. I saw
of
you
course.
and the crew that was doing that, and you came by the tent when we were doing things. It was a crazy time.
Absolutely,
but fun.
And we will definitely be there next year, and just love that event. And kudos to Charleston and the surrounding areas for bringing that bigger and bolder than ever.
And speaking of community involvement and people and getting together, we're about, less than a month away from the big annual meeting you guys are doing.
That's right. Annual meeting, Thursday the 13th of May. We're going to start that at 10 in the morning, Reed. And that's mainly just to catch that work or home day. We wanted to make it as wide open and convenient this year. It's going to be at the Sykeston J.C. Boot Hill Rodeo Grounds. And in doing so, we wanted to open up that time spot and just see what it looked like to be there at 10 and noon and 2 in the afternoon. At 2 in the afternoon, the Brothers Walker are going to start entertaining. They're going to be there 2 to 6. There'll be some breaks. There'll be some things that go on, voting, and your actual business as a member owner of the co-op really takes place as you come through the registration line.
Right.
I'm doing this thing that Radio Land can't see.
It's okay.
It's a traffic flow.
Okay. Yeah.
But the operations team does have a really good plan in place. We're going to bring you in one end of the J.C. Boot Hill Rodeo Ground. We're going to really easily just bring you down a little side road turn you into the grounds, you vote, you do your business, you get your door prize. If you're there after 2 o'clock, you can park and stay and listen to music a while. The business part of the meeting starts at 6 p.m. Feel free to stay till then, come back, or you've really done your part of voting and stuff earlier. So, really amped up about it. We think the space is right, hoping for some good weather. But that's the other thing, Reed. If it's raining, come on. I promise you we'll be there. We're going to have some big tents set up.
Yep.
I'll Chick-fil-A drive-through. You're going to drive through and conduct that business. So, don't worry about rain. We good. We
rain or shine, it's going to happen. It's at this J.C. Boot Hill Rodeo grounds. We're going to be there, and we're going to be talking with some of the member owners.
Right.
We're going to be talking with maybe some of your board members.
Yep.
Sean will be around. You'll be around. We'll talk, SEMO Electric. We'll talk GoSEMO Fiber. We're going to be there doing what we call drops, if you will, live break-ins for a couple hours that afternoon, and reminding people, just as we did last year, to get out here, see what's going on. There is entertainment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Brothers Walker and Dougie Johnson is kind of part of that Brothers Walker, but obviously is not a brother, right? So a brother from another mother type thing. Doug is real talented. I think he is the praise and worship leader actually at the Big Methodist Church in Sykeston, and he does a real good job. He's gonna be in on part of that act. Again, a local spin. But I would tell you that the Brothers Walker, if you had an opportunity to listen to them last year, or you've seen them out and about before, they're really good. They're really good.
Very, very talented.
Yeah, very talented.
Just talented and fun.
Yes.
They obviously love what they do. They, interact. They get everybody involved. So,
Reed, we were swinging last year from gospel to...
Yeah.
They whipped out a banjo at some point, and a lot of horn honking, and I couldn't even tell what was going on. So...
It's just, it's going to be a fun time. And it's in a long list of things that are coming up for people to kind of plan for. There's a crawfish bowl coming up, not this weekend, but next in Charleston out at the Country Club. It's the Martin Stallings Memorial Crawfish Boil.
Cool.
Then you've got the Farmers Markets are going to start up.
Farmers Market.
First.
Actually, Workshop 22, new place I've been telling you about.
In the old D-Bowls.
In the old D-Bowls, right at the Benton exit. So apparently Benton has a yearly, it's just a big honking yard sale, community yard sale thing. Well, Workshop 22 has invited us to come down on Friday the 30th. So we're a week out from Friday. They're going to have a big 2-day event. And again, it's just vendor booths. It's going to be food trucks and checking out what is in the new Debo building, Reed. I hope you get a chance to get by there.
I'm going to say I've been there.
Dustin has a great story. He was the Grand Marshal at the parade.
At the Dogwood Parade, correct.
A veteran and has done a lot of neat fundraising. Get an opportunity that weekend just to visit with him and get his story. Ran across America, ran across a lot of the world raising money for veterans organizations. And then to be able to pull that back as a Chaffee kid, so Becky's all smiles about that. It's just a really neat, something good needs to be in the Debo building. Don't you agree, Reed?
Oh, and something is there.
It's I-55. It's right by Boomland number 2.
Yeah.
And what a great exit. Again, if we're going to drop pinpoints, I love the fact that you cross through southeast Missouri and right, we all remembered Hillbilly Junction from Mom wagging us to Branson back in the day. I know people know this area, and that's really neat. I hope some people traveling through get a chance to be a part of that, because it's going to be really cool.
Well, that's on the 30th up there at the Workshop 22, which is in the old Debo building. You guys are going to be there and other things. I've been up there and actually purchased some stuff while I was there.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's hard not to. Just so many things happening, but we're excited, here from our perspective, to be able to, tell people about these things, of being out at these events with you guys, and of course coming up on the 13th with the annual meeting, and being able to, again, it's kind of a homecoming of sorts This
little bit,
be,
yeah.
This
That's a good way
be
to put
a
it.
little more open than it was last year.
Right.
But you know what? Even last year made it happen. It
Absolutely.
was one of the bigger ones you'd ever had.
Absolutely. And you know what, Reed? Should some storms happen, typical spring storm, it's going to be over in an hour or two.
That's right.
Is there any better parking in big situation than out at the rodeo?
Nope.
What I'm saying is, don't let weather be an issue. We will be there. If we've got to get Reed a poncho, we'll just do it.
I've got rain gear. I'm
Gotcha.
good to go.
Gotcha.
I'm good to go. Lloyd,
But
thanks for coming
thank
in
you.
this morning, having our chat. Again, we'll talk again before the big annual meeting. Actually, I think we'll be talking twice.
Yeah,
before
we're going to
annual
try
meeting.
to. Our next spot is on
yeah.
the 5th, and then we're probably going to come in on the 12th.
I was going to
just
say,
that day
come in
before.
here and get things around.
Yeah. President
and
Rick Faulkner may join us that morning just to
Excellent.
kind of give his take on it. Rick has been our board president from, Rick, I'm sorry, where is the little town? It's at the...
It's over here.
It's at the exit north of New Madrid. Come on.
Kiwani?
Kiwani exit, I
Okay.
call it. Farrenburg.
Farrenburg.
Woo.
There you
Hello.
go.
Sorry, saved it there.
I have those
at
moments
end.
all the time.
But Rick's going to come in and hopefully give us a little bit of an overview
Cool.
from that board president. And again, it's as a member-owned cooperative, we want you to be a part of that. We want you to have an opportunity to be a part of that event because it's your co-op, and that's what we want people to understand about our fiber network. Your
Absolutely.
co-op owns this thing, and be a part of it. Make it as good and as usable, and share that as much as you can.
Well, it's all coming up. It's all happening, and we'll talk more about it. Lloyd Rice from GoSEMO Fiber, SEMO Electric. Behind the Facebook camera here is our friend Becky Ivester. Lots happening. Lots more to talk about in the weeks to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean just reminded me it is LaForge.
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 That was close.
It's
LaForge, Tallapoosa,
Farrenburg, Kiwani.
LaForge, but LaForge. No.
Boldly recovering from not
Hey,
knowing.
that's the beauty of technology is you can have
Absolutely.
that instant. Dude, it's not Farrenburg, it's LaForge. Hey, good morning, LaForge. How you doing?
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening in.
Give the weather update of LaForge right now.
I bet it's cold because everybody's cold. Anyway, we're coming up on the top of the hour again. Thanks, guys, for tuning in on
Thank you,
Facebook
Reed.
Live. Thanks for tuning in here. It is our GoSEMO Fiber, SEMO Electric Wednesday chat. Talk with these guys soon. All right, so